better than. You better check your fruit. Yeah.
What up, everybody? This your boy Billy James, and you're back with another episode of Check Your Fruit podcast. Got my brother in the building, Mr. Chris John.
Yes, sir.
Nature boy, what's happening?
Going on, brother, man?
Yo, long time no see, but it's always brotherly energy every time we've been together. So, man, I'm glad that we're able to do this. Like we was talking before, man, a lot of people ain't got to hear your story and really where you come from, and they just kind of have heard the music or know who you are, but have never really got to listen to your story. So, man, I'm excited to bring you on today. So tell us, man, out off the gate, where you from? Just a little short introduction on who you are, man.
All right, I'm from Morganton.
What?
Motown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I would like to say, not an artist, but I'm a creator.
Yes, sir.
I create.
Yes, sir.
In the time and the moment, how I feel. That's how I do it, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Me and John were talking about it earlier. You've always been that guy that it doesn't matter where you're at, where you're located, like what's going on in your life. You're always creating something. So, yeah, man. Like a creator is that is a perfect word for my brother Chris John. So, so tell me like your early music influences. Like who were you listening to? Like what was your parents playing? Like what were you listening to as a kid? Like what'd you grow up on?
I was in love with Adina Howard because my mom had that tape, and I said, okay, it's Adina Howard. But really, it's a guy named Chuck from New York. He was my sister's dad's friend. So he was playing Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. And when I heard the instrumentation, and he's just telling me the background and the stories of everything. He grew up in the same neighborhood as Jay-Z.
Wow.
That's really what sparked me, and been doing it since then,
sir,
bro.
Yes, it's crazy because we all have those people, and I didn't mean to say little, but we all have those people in our lives that are like that are just the people that nudge us forward to something great. So like his love for Jay-Z and Reasonable and hip hop culture in general is kind of what gave you that push to like, yo, man, this is like the coolest thing in the world. Right? And I know that we all, like all creators, kind of have that person that initially like shows enough curiosity that makes them want to like let me see what this is about. So yeah, man, that's dope. So like, how old were you when you got started in music? Like when did you start making music?
I started making music when I was 14.
Wow.
Now before that, I was already writing and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause like I was inspired, so I was just writing, and I was like, how can I put this down?
Yeah.
How can I put this on a track?
Yeah.
So
tell me like when you started making music at 14, what did that look like? Like what did you have at your like what were you dealing with at that time? Like what was the tools that you had to work with?
I really had no tools. None at all. But I ran into my good friend Pete, Roderick, Mo Geezy.
Yes, sir.
So and he helped me out tremendously. Sweet. Man. Didn't charge me for nothing, just told me to come by. Wow. Come to the Shack.
Yes, sir.
Legendary place.
Yeah, it's a legendary place, bro. We shot video footage over there. There's been tons of great music recorded over there, bro. Just literally what it says. It's a shack. And it's like right out back of a house that probably been there for 100 years.
A long time.
But you know what? There was a lot of great people around there, and they made something out of nothing. And then we were later on down the road, we were able to open up Studio B at his place.
Studio B.
So we man. So you started at a young age. You had pretty much nothing to no tools to deal with that. Like when did you get your first mic or like your first setup? Like when was that?
I got my first mic probably in, I would say 2008. And that was my brother. He bought me one. He just went to the Army. My brother Brad.
Yeah.
He bought me a mic. He sent it to me. He was like,
wow,
do your music. So from that point, I was like, okay, I got the mic.
Yeah.
I went to Peep to get Cool Edit Pro. So I got the Cool Edit Pro. I got the mic. I got the computer at home. And I just started from there, man. So.
That's sweet. So like shortly after that, bro, I think that must have been Brad's mic that we were recording on at Kobe's then.
Oh yeah.
So like I was like 18. You must have been like 19 years old. You know, I've told this story a bunch of times, but bro, like, you know how you were saying like the guy, when you were real young, he had that curiosity, and I feel like that's what you guys were for me in my walk, and like in the way that I grew to like love music is because I came in a room where like I really hadn't even thought about that being an option before, and you guys were doing it at a level that I was like, wow, they're like, you know, and to me, you guys, I listened to more of you guys back then than I did of like the guys on the radio. So to hear to see y'all's your passion for it, and then for y'all to like allow me to be a part of that, bro. And you know we were friends way before that, but that was like kind of like the clicking moment. Like, man, like I like the first ones were really rough. Like, so I like it almost makes me like nauseous to listen to it. But that was like the time that I fell in love with it. So like,
to hear your growth,
even though it was like, you know, very ABC 1 2 3 Mickey Mouse like wannabe raps, but it was like, it was more of about like falling in love and finding it, you know,
finding who you are,
finding out who I am in the music. So, so tell me about like when you first started making music and like pressing stuff up and letting your people around you hear it. Like were your parents like gassing you up, or were they telling you, or did you have like people like, man, you just don't got it, or like what was the perception when you started doing it at a young age and you started like letting people hear your music?
Well, when I first let people hear it, they was just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't feeling that way. I was like, this sounds horrible.
Yeah, right.
This sounds horrible to me. But
everybody
encouraging me, telling me, yo, you got it, man.
Yeah, man.
You can do this. Like,
I'll tell you this, like at a young age, you were a different character because, you know, I had seen people do music at a young age and kind of have a knack for it. But the fact that, we tried to start a record label when we were teenagers. And it was not just me that you were supplying production to. There were 10 or 15 of us.
10 or 15 of us,
And as a teenager, bro, you carried that weight like a champion because, you know, there was a lot of times where, you know, people would be like waiting on, like, man, Chris supposed to mix this song for me, but it's been a month. I'm like, that's lucky, bro. Like, you like this man got projects that he's been trying to mix for forever, but it just like it keeps stacking up on. He's a teenager. He's not even getting paid for the joints. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority of the stuff that we were doing as just, you know, teenagers, early 20s, bro, was and it was all off of the strength. You know, we had a love for it. Mm-hmm. We clicked with each other, you know, and you know, we started attacking that thing the only way we knew how. And at that time, it was mixtape era and pushing them out the trunk. And you know what, man? I took in all those artists because, like, for me, music kept me out of trouble. Yeah, bro.
It kept me on a path that I love doing, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, because, you know, it's a couple troubled people that was in our group.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I saw that.
It was more therapeutic than
anything. Therapeutic for them to, like, come in, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, bro.
And then they just grown to love it. And, you know, I was just glad I was in that position to do something like that and keep people out of trouble and do something that's fun and productive and, you know.
Bro, I think, like, and, you know, I don't know where you stand with this, but, bro, like, you know, God used you as a tool, bro, to really keep people on a straight and narrow. Like, you know, there was, like you're saying, man, there was a lot of cats in that little clique that they were struggling, and they, you know, a lot of them still are. And, you know, I just think that, you know, had they not been directing their, you know, their talents and their gifts to like towards you, like Lord knows what they would have been doing. And,
right.
And, you know, like just you having the unction to like kind of pull them in and like to see that, to like kind of almost recognize their gift is almost a godsend, because I know a lot of people do respect you for that. And you weren't any older than us. Right. It wasn't like you was doing this as a grown man.
Honestly,
we were like
you were the youngest. And I was
guy.
probably the second youngest.
Yeah, man. So we were just kind of walking, you know, like it was blind leading the blind at sometimes, bro. But like such a huge, like that was such a huge stepping stone for all of us, I think.
And that's
I think we learned a lot.
Key word, stepping stone.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you branched off and did your own. I love that, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I love that's my whole thing. Like,
Yeah. And
he's still doing his thing. Like, that makes me so happy, bro. Like,
I know exactly where you're coming from, but I think that, you know, you expressed that to us early on, like the guys that were working around you, like, yeah, we're clicked up. Yeah, this is Stunt City and Umbrella and all that, but like, I want to see you guys like have your own thing.
Have your own thing.
You know, and I like because I started with you at first. It was not like I never had like harsh feelings towards you, but at first it was kind of stung because I'm like, is he telling me to go away? But it was more like, bro,
spread your wings.
That's it.
Wings,
spread
bro.
your wings. Like, you've got to this point. It's time for you to take it to the next level. And so like, yo, man, that was like that's a major key in just the way that I've been able to kind of do things over the last, 15 years or whatever, like however long I've been doing this music is because of the work that you and my brother Jeffon and people like that and Issa, how much, and like the branch off, like I think that me and Issa, like we started noticing like what you were saying early. Like, we still real good friends hanging out all the time. So like, of course the music was like, we were doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? And we branched off from that. And I think that all those, road stops that we had along the way, it was getting us to like where we are now. And for
where we need to be,
because had you not had the practice and the hours in those years, like you might not be at the level you are now. You might still be calculating those types of hours from back then. So like to be able to get all of those artists and touch all of those artists, bro, at that time, bro, is got to be huge for you too.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. So tell us about Fly or Die.
Fly or die, man. It's either
PH.
You flying or you dying, man. The pH balance. pH balance. But yeah, that's simple as that, man. You flying or you dying. You living.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah, man. So like, do you have like ambitions of like making that like a whole clothing like line, or is it something that's just like the people that are connected to you or your personal thing, like that's like your thing, like just Fly or Die?
I plan on making it a clothing line and building it as just like an overall personal lifestyle.
Yeah,
like
that's awesome.
Being positive.
Yeah.
Going for what you believe in.
Yeah.
Spreading your wings, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That like Fly or Die is something that we threw around back in the days when we first started like doing music together.
Oh yeah.
And that just to see that thing, you still saying that on songs is like, it almost makes me smile every time because like we would do like sketches and like I went to the mall one time. I pressed up a few shirts.
Oh yeah, we did. We pressed up a few shirts.
Yeah, we just had like
different designs.
We had
and
cool
stuff.
like little designs.
We
and
even
stuff.
had the little stitching in the corner.
You know what? Yeah, and for the time, bro, like nobody's doing that. Like nobody, I felt like even on like the major scale, like people wasn't designing. Nobody had that like the creative freedom that we had. I felt like we threw stuff around, and if it made sense, bro, we did it. It wasn't a whole bunch of like, man, I wish I could find. Nah, man, we made things happen, bro. And if you wanted a 12 song mixtape,
yes,
better
sir.
Put that work in, bro. And you
put the work in. You're gonna get it. That's it.
and then you could sell them to everybody you know. At that time, that's about
mixtape.
That's about where we were, man. But so outside of music, man, let's talk about like where you at in life now, like fatherhood.
Oh yeah, man. So I got my son.
Yes, sir.
He just turned 7.
Nice.
So October 26th. Newly married,
Wow. Yes,
yeah.
Sir. Congratulations, again, my
bro.
man.
Appreciate you,
my
man.
I feel like all of my real close friends are like settling down.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
It's that time, man.
Yeah. Well, like and I feel like there was such a misconception from when we were younger. Like like a lot of people just think that there's like you're not allowed to be yourself anymore when you get married, bro. But like I know. Like this is my wife is like one of my best friends. She's my best friend. So like we do everything together, and I don't think there's another way to live life better than having a companion.
Having a companion that understands you.
Yes, sir.
And you can be yourself with.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and you share now you share a child, so like that the bond there is
right.
It's huge too. So man, I'm super duper proud of you. I know I tell you that all the time, almost to nausea, but
Likewise,
I'm
bro.
proud.
You know,
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you too, man.
I'm proud of you, man. So like, yeah, man, I'm and for you to be a father. There's like, we had conversations back in the day, like never getting married.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to bring that up. Like,
I don't want kids.
we used to talk like never get married. I'll love her as much the whole world. But marriage,
yeah, right.
But it came to a point to
Yeah.
like you meet that certain person,
Absolutely.
they've changed your mind.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Like,
Marriage is one of them things that your dog's barking in the background. Yeah. Marriage is one of those things, bro, that just has it has a way of increasing your life because man, just a quick thing, man. We recently went out of town to vacation, man, and it was just me and her anniversary trip. We went and watched some comedy and like had like a dope time. But like on the way back, man, and even like the moments after we got home, like those moments are like the times that like I was looking for.
Yeah.
And like all those years that I was chasing like companionship or like trying to run down the best time I could possibly, like like having a wife and somebody that's going to be there for you and
exactly.
and to be able to spend quality time like that, laughing and cutting up and seeing a new place, like that's the
guaranteed.
Yeah,
It's a guarantee, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, tell us about stuff you're working on now. Like, what do you have planned in the near future as far as music is concerned? I know the people of the 828er and 704, they dying to hear what you got coming out.
Man, I got so much. I actually got a couple projects with you.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be dropping soon. But I got an EP called Chris Was Here.
Nice.
It's more like a melodic type with
Sweet.
bars. And then, I got the Nature Boy project.
Yes,
More
sir.
R&B, but it's all coming pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Very,
Yes, sir.
very soon.
You thinking
So,
like 2024 top of the year?
2024 top of the year with
Dope.
the Chris Was Here.
Yeah.
And then later on in the year, I'll drop the Nature Boy project.
Yeah.
I have a couple singles floating around.
Yeah.
Soon hitting the radio
Dope.
too. So
Dope. Hey,
Yeah.
yo, he said he hitting the radio. This cat might be the first person I ever met to just say, "Hey, No Limit Larry in the Morning Madhouse and all y'all jokers up there at Power 98.
yeah,
I'm here, cuz. I'm here."
I'm right here. They know I've been on them too.
Yo, since he was like 20 years old, he done had something on Power 98 at least once or twice a year for a long time, man. So
Been on them fellas.
This is a local hero, but also doing things big across the map.
Appreciate you,
Viewerships and listeners and all over the country and stuff now. So I love to see the growth and how far we're coming, man. So we're gonna do a new segment. We do it every time, so it's definitely not new. But it's called Talk to Me Nice. And it's just rapid fire questions. We're gonna spit them out, and you just give me what first comes to your mind. Okay.
Got you.
So the first one, man, Michael Jackson or the Prince?
He gonna do this to me. Why you gotta do that to me, bro? There's different things. It's different things I like about those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like how Prince, he was about his stuff. He was about his business, and I just like how he plays all the instrumentation.
Oh yeah.
Mike is just that guy.
Yeah,
you know
he
what I'm
really
saying?
is.
Super talented, dance,
Yeah,
sing,
all that.
man. Music arrangement. So it's kind of hard to pick between those guys, man.
I feel you, and you don't have to. You're not required to pick one. But I will say this: you covered When Doves Cry, 100 years ago, and I thought, listen, bro, because I didn't really grow up listening to Prince. I was like, bro, Chris has got he's next level songwriter. I thought that this dude did I thought he wrote When Doves Cry for 2 months. 2 months of my life, I was out here thinking.
Yo, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's funny, bro. But nah, it was Prince, bro. It was Prince.
I was very young, and I hadn't listened to a lot of Prince, and that was bro, I was like, wow, this dude is next level writing. But yeah, to find out that it was Prince a couple months later was it's still cool, but.
And if I would say it, unpopular opinion, I'm feeling like I would probably say Prince.
Prince,
bro.
yeah.
Because the songwriting and you know.
Well, like I heard him say one time, he's like talking about being a performer. And he's like we don't even discuss those people that don't play instruments. Like I'm not even in the same world as
right.
these people.
And he's that guy.
And he's that guy, bro.
That's him.
Like as far as like, man, just like I don't know, my son still every now and then my son will just go, because like he just like Prince had that a sound that Prince made it through all those generations.
Yep.
And now my 10-year-old son says, just because he loved Prince, bro. It's a style thing. Like it's just one of those things, man. All right, so next one. Duke or Carolina?
Duke.
I know. Why do all my black friends like Duke? All of them. All of them. Every single.
Man.
I don't have like. It seemed like and you know that's like the whitest place in America. Right?
You want to know what? It's all right though. I'm just a Duke fan.
You know what?
And you want to know? I don't know how I became a Duke fan.
Yeah.
I just started watching them, and it's like
that's
because
my
I honestly
guy,
think
Coach
I know
K.
more North Carolina players.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, and Duke has been one of those places though that it had peaked and valleyed for a long time, and now it's just like it's there. Like you don't have to guess if like Duke's gonna have like a 50-50 season. Like they're always gonna have a winning season from here on. Like they just the recruits are there. Carolina still struggles. Like they go up and down. Carolina's obviously my team. But.
And I think though it's really more Coach K. I like that guy, man.
Yeah. And something changed like in the 2000s where like they used to be nerdy white guys. That's why I said that. I'm trying to funny, but they used to only be nerdy white guys there. And then it was like Eldon Brand and like like a couple of those guys came around where they was like, that's a tough dude. That's
Williams,
right. Yeah.
Noah.
And you know, some of the guys I used to rock with in the NBA, they used to talk about how corny some of those like Duke players were. But yeah, like they've kind of changed the culture, especially like recent last like 5, 6, 7 years, bro. There's like it looks way different over there, and like it's athleticism. It used to be they used to kill you with Coach K's like drawing of plays and like defensive schemes. Now, bro, they able to go out there and just beat people athletically.
Just play.
So I love Carolina.
Yeah.
You know that, but I've always been like I respect the game more than anything, and like to see where the culture is going and like that rivalry, it's unmatched, man. You could be anywhere else in the country and say you got a rivalry. Carolina Duke's where it's at, bro.
Oh yeah, that's the number one rival in the
great
world.
The great thing is, I like sitting around watching Carolina and Duke games with people that don't like pull for Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind being in a room with people that's like,
because I get to say something. I can talk some little junk, you know. Yeah, we up.
Yes, sir. The next one, let's go with. So what did you mean when you said it feels like it's too late? Realize you're in a race. Try to unify, but all the love you get is fake. Try to unify, but it's always a debate. Try to put them on game, and they just gonna say you hate. What did you mean when you said that, sir?
Well, I meant it comes to a point to where you got younger artists.
Yeah.
I try to do a lot with younger artists.
Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of younger artists are hard-headed. Not saying it like you
like
gotta listen,
you
gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me. But we've been through that struggle. We've been through the trials and the tribulations to give y'all that. Yeah. Give y'all that fruit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where y'all don't have to go through those trials and tribulations. Y'all could skip
all the hardships. Right?
10 years of hardships. You know what I'm saying? If y'all just listen to someone older than you that's been through it, that's honestly been through it. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That like I was, I'm playing when I quote that, but like, like when I heard that the first time, I'm like, bro, the game that this dude just dropped on people that just went right over their head because, sometimes, especially if you got a guy that's talented or like people have told him that he's really talented. You get into the same room with him and try to put him on something. He's already his head's so big, and his confidence is so overwhelming that everything that comes out of your mouth that might be looked at as criticism, right, to him or her becomes hate and like
you just hate No, I've just been through it, bro. That's all it is. But
every coach, every basketball and football or any coach that I ever had, bro, was always wanting kids or people under them to be coachable. And you know, like even though we're not playing a sport, we are playing a sport. And like you know, there's a lot of game that I've taken from people,
right,
and used it to get to the next level. I mean, some of the guys I'm working with now, some of the guys that's in my corner, bro, like had it not been for their criticism, great like constructive criticism,
right,
there's no way I would have made that next step, because I'm sitting here thinking I'm satisfied with where I'm at.
right.
And that goes for my spiritual walk. That goes for where I'm at in my music. Sometimes, you know, we think we got it all figured out, but, you know, we stay coachable, stay teachable.
Stay coachable, stay
It will
teachable,
grow.
man.
Yes, sir.
Never can stop learning.
Yes, sir. Yo, the next one. So, who is the Steph Curry of music right now? Or you could, I'll give you the Steph Curry of music for the last 20 years.
Last 20.
Most influential. Never miss.
You know what? I would have to go with J. Cole. You know, because he's the leader of the middle child.
Yes,
you know what I'm
is.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Trying to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
And he's been doing a very good job of that. And
Yeah.
I'd have to say that.
That's dope.
Like bringing the younger artists. Because
Yeah.
people really don't notice what he's doing.
Right.
But you see, he's got songs with 21 Savage.
Yeah.
And he's got songs with, what's his name? Dirk, Drake. All of these guys, all the younger guys that's kind of like
Yeah.
been in the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
But he takes them, put them on his song.
Right.
He speaks what he speaks.
Yeah.
It kind of goes against
makes-
what
it
they're
makes
saying,
them
but
elevate.
yeah, and it makes them elevate.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
like
I'm saying?
even the joints he's got with, like, you know, this wouldn't be a proper podcast between me and you if we wouldn't mention J. Cole's name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, you know, the guys that he is bringing up alongside of him, he's elevating their game every time that he gets
Right.
around. So, you know, that the you know, equating him to like the Steph Curry, like I think that the middle child thing is something that is like almost like we can hang our hats on that, knowing that this dude was from the golden era, got great wisdom and game from them, you know, dropped under Rock Nation forever, and the, you know, the amount of ties and connections he had on that side, and just being able to pull those things in from that generation and almost, you know, relish in them for a while, but now
Right.
give them off to the next
He's
generation.
pulled from the old, and
Yes,
then
sir.
he's going to the young, and
Absolutely.
he's pulling it all together.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, man, J. Cole all the way.
Yes, sir. J.
Yeah.
Cole all the way, sir. So, real quick, last thing we'll do, we'll get up out of here. I want you to take a second and tell these people, you know, shout out anybody that you want to shout out right now.
First and foremost, I want to shout out my brother here, man. This dude right here. So proud of him.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna shout out my man Roderick,
Yes, sir.
Jeffy, J. Rockety
Yes,
Chopper.
sir. Yes, sir, my
You
man.
know, got to shout out my peoples, man.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
everybody who had anything to do with me growing musically, who supported,
Yes, sir.
shout y'all out, man.
Yes, sir. Yo,
Much love.
Yo, last thing, and we'll get up out of here. I want to know, what God's doing in your life, and it could be short or long, whatever you want it to be. Just what's God doing? What's he teaching you? What are you walking through right now?
He's just been teaching me, like, there's been times I be stressed. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like, which way to go.
Right.
Until I take a seat back and look at everything.
Yeah.
And he's just reassuring me.
Yeah.
Just
That's
being
dope.
reassuring. Keep
That's
going, and everything's going to be all right. Stay positive.
Yes, sir.
Stay in that light.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to do it for you, man.
Yeah, man. Yo,
Oh, yeah.
There's times, you know, we walking through this thing, there's ups and downs, and in my lowest, God encourages me, and then when I get to the top, and when I get on the top peak, you know, where life's not so bad anymore, I always try to feel like there in that moment I need to be giving thanks.
Right.
So, you know, thank him in the highs, thank him in the lows, brother. But
Exactly.
I think that you're in a good space right now, and I'm very proud of you. Can't wait to see what this year's got.
Oh, bro.
My man, yo, this has been episode number 3 with Chris John on Check Your Fruit Podcast. Holla.